What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This your retro review for the Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 3, episode 10. This daggone camera. Let me focus. Okay. It's Christmas, and we see everybody getting their houses ready and pulling out their Christmas decorations and all of these things. Teresa and Joe are talking about, the bankruptcy and everything with that and how they are adjusting their spending for the holidays. And, Teresa wants the girls to still have a good Christmas, even though they just can't get everything that she probably would have gotten them 2 years ago. And I get it. I mean, we've all gotten caught up in this commercial. When I say all, you know what I'm saying. Most of us have gotten caught up in the commercial side of Christmas. And for kids, it is hard for them to come down from that when that's all they've ever known. So I can understand. I do understand Teresa. She said, when is all this going to be over? Like, every day is something else being written about us. It's something else in the paper, and I get it. Like, it's easy because, Teresa does get on my nerves, but I definitely can understand that in the moment, this was a lot for them. Like, I can respect that. But girl, she said, now I know how Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt feel. Do you know, girl? We found out that Joe had a 10-day jail sentence for that DUI from last season, child, when he said he wasn't drunk driving, child. Anyway, so they're struggling and dealing with what they're dealing with. Now, over to the Gorga's household, they're getting their Christmas stuff together, and they've decided that they're going to have a Christmas party, right? They're going to, it's going to be a charity event for the Children's Hospital. Everybody's going to bring a gift, and it's going to be donated, which is a great idea. I think, I think it's a great thing. I'm not going to take nothing away from Melissa on that one. However, she's worried about inviting everybody in the same house because, Melissa's family ain't really rocking with Teresa and with Joe because they still mad about the christening. And, Joe Gorga is like, listen, I understand you being worried about it, but, we're family and we just, at some point, we're going to have to we got to come back together. Like, if we're really trying to move forward, we've got to find a way to bring ourselves back together, right? Now, over to Jacqueline's house. So it's Ashley's birthday. Now, listen, I've been laying off Ashley. I told you guys that I found her in her Instagram, and I'm enjoying her Instagram. She's definitely, but we got to still talk about what we see in the moment, child. So it's Ashley's birthday, and she got the car, which it sounds like they ended up, like, all that. It sounds like she ended up, I don't know, she got the car, child. I think she still has to pay the car note, but I think maybe they did more as far as, because later on they asked her how much her car note is and stuff like that. So I guess she is still paying the car note. But I guess her getting the car at all was her gift. I don't know. But they were going to bring her dad in for her birthday as a surprise, but he got the flu and he couldn't come. And, Jackie was like, I understand, this is really hard for her. She sort of has two families. She really loves her dad. She has a relationship with her dad, and it's really hard for her. The holidays are hard because she has to split her time amongst her two families, and, we get it. And Ashley even talks about the fact that, Chris has been a really good stepdad to her, but she was saying that material things don't replace a relationship. She said, I really wish that me and him were closer, like that we could talk about things and stuff. She said, because, yeah, he buys me stuff, but that doesn't really replace that relationship. And she does have a real relationship with her dad. Like, her dad is active in her life. Now, later on that night, they go out to dinner. They go to, like, a Japanese steakhouse, where they cook the food in front of you and all that stuff. And Ashley is on her phone the whole time. Ashley is uninterested and don't want to be there. And, of course, everybody is side-eyeing Ashley the whole time. She's on her phone. She's not part of the conversation. She's not, talking. She's not, like, involving herself in the conversation or whatever. And y'all see, and Caroline is there side-eyeing her. And even at a certain point when Jackie gets up to do like a toast, Jackie even says, if Ashley will get off her phone long enough for us to give her a toast. So, again, I just feel like overall Jackie just doesn't care. I mean, Ashley just doesn't care. Like, she's just over it. And she really just doesn't, she don't care about filming this show. You know what I mean? I just, she probably didn't even want to do that dinner. That was probably something they did so they could film it. She probably just wanted her to get out of there so she could go spend the night with her, go hang out with her friends. Like, she's just not interested. So then we see Joe, Gorga, and Melissa meeting with their party planner for this party that they want. And again, in hindsight, certain things just don't translate well. Like this guy, I know he was trying to be funny. Like I get it. He had his little 15 seconds on TV and he was trying to make a moment and be funny. He was like, well, I mean, they were like, well, how much is it going to cost for this, this, and that? And he was like, well, it depends on what you're trying to pay. I mean, if you want, servers that aren't very good, that don't speak good English, blah, 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 but if you want, if you pay more, then you'll get, the top of the line. I was like, what? Like, I was like, what? It just threw me off the whole thing. So, anyway, they said it's going to end up costing them like $15,000 for this party, which I guess in the grand scheme of things, I guess just really ain't that much. When we start talking about these parties, child. Over at Kathy's house, her and the family, they get in their house together for Christmas as well, taking out their decorations and all of that. And they're, of course, talking about the party and talking to Teresa. And how's everything, how's everything gonna be with her being around Teresa or whatever. And she's like, look, I just want to talk to her. I just want to, I tried to talk to her at the fashion show and it just didn't go so well. And I just want to, talk to her or whatever. Then we see Caroline and her husband. Caroline wanted to do something special for the kids, especially now they're all starting to branch off and do their own thing. So she's getting this like custom bracelet made that's like looped in and like the loops represent the kids and all that. It's cute. It is definitely something that I would do if I had that kind of money for my kids, and her husband even said he would wear one. She was like, you would wear that? He was like, absolutely. That represents my family. I would wear it. I love them. Like I said, I'm sure they're going to be things that, I know we got 2 more seasons with the Manzos because they said they were in 5 seasons. So we got 2 more seasons with the Manzos. And I'm pretty sure that it ain't going to always be that. But right now, yeah, I really love me some Caroline. I love her family. I do. Anyway, but I thought that was really nice that that's what she was doing for her kids for Christmas. That's pretty much all she had to really offer, So we see everybody getting ready for the party, right? We see Joe and Melissa, she's getting her glam. We see Teresa being very nervous about going. Joe, Judice, he has no interest in going at all. Okay, he don't want to go. He waited to the very last minute to the point where Teresa ended up being late. Now, was Teresa really late, or was it filmed to make it look like Teresa was fashionably late? I don't know, but Teresa was late, child. So everybody finally shows up. Teresa finally gets there, and of course, everybody is like, "Oh, Teresa's here. She's here. Oh, Teresa's here. Oh, that's great. That's here. Teresa's here. Oh, that's so great that she came. That's so good." And Kathy tried to talk to Teresa. And let me say this. Again, Kathy, you went up to Teresa. First of all, y'all hadn't really spoken since the whole fashion show thing, right? You walk up to Teresa and you say, hey, it's good to see you. And Teresa says, you too. And then she turns around and goes back to what she was doing. Girl, what more did you want from her in that moment? Did you think that she was going to put her drink and her plate down and embrace you and say, oh, Kathy, I missed you so much. Oh, Kathy, it's so great to see you. Oh, Kathy. Girl, she said it's good to see you too. And Kathy was like, so that's it? That's all you're going to say? Girl, what was she supposed to say to you? What was she supposed to say to you, Kathy? So then Teresa was like, look, Kathy, I really don't want to, like, what do you want me to say? She's like, well, she said, well, Teresa, it's just really, it's really great to see you. And Teresa was like, oh, so now it's good to see me? And then Kathy gets mad because Teresa should have just not said nothing. Because once she said that, now all of a sudden it's, see, and now she's mad. And, Teresa, she's such a bitch. And her sister is there, Kathy's sister, and she's like, well, you know what Teresa is. You know how Teresa is. And Kathy ends up going over to her husband, and now they get them on a hot mic because they went into a closet. I guess they thought nobody was going to hear them. But, of course, they're in their hot mic. And you hear her talk. You hear the husband talking about something. What you want me to do? I mean, you want me to do? I'll burn this whole place down. What do you want me to say? I'll burn this whole place down. And I was like, the woman spoke to Teresa and Teresa spoke back. I don't know what you wanted from her. And I don't think Teresa was wrong in this moment. I mean, was Teresa wrong for being mad at Kathy, child? I don't even know anymore. But she spoke back. y'all are at a party. This is not a heart-to-heart moment. Even if we need to have a heart-to-heart, even if the heart-to-heart is needed, this ain't the time or the place. You said, hey, girl. I said, hey, girl. Anyway, then here come Kim G. Let me tell you something. I really don't like Kim G. I never really liked Kim G, but I really, really, really don't like Kim G. Okay? Kim G rose in there with Monica Carson, whatever her name is, Cacaron, whatever her name is. The woman that Teresa had just cussed out that is literally the attorney suing her or married to the attorney suing them. So Teresa lets Joe know, hey, that's the chick, you know, I don't want her here. It's making me uncomfortable that she's here. Like, she's literally suing me. And so Joe goes up to them and says, look, y'all need to go. And Kim G is like, well, I mean, why can't we be here? And Joe was like, listen, I'm not trying to make a scene. I'm not trying, Joe and Melissa, I'm not trying to make a scene. I'm not trying to make a big deal out of this, but like, that's my sister and she's not comfortable. So I can't have you in my home. But, and then Kim G talking about something, but it's your house. Joe was like, it is my house and she's my sister and I'm asking you to leave. Like, and Melissa's made a good point. Melissa was like, so it's bad enough that I have to ask them to leave, but now you're going to make it even more uncomfortable by basically making me repeat it 5, 6, 7 times that I need you to leave, I need you to leave, I need you to leave. And even the woman was finally like, Monica was like, you know what, that's fine, I'll go, it's cool. Kim is like, no. Like, you're going to let your sister boss you around? I mean, Teresa's got to get used to the fact that she's going to go places and there's going to be people there that don't like her. Like, that's not right. That's not right. She can't tell you what to do. And I was like, so you going to try to punk him? Listen, they trying to get into a good space. And the man said, I need you to leave my house. Like, it's embarrassing enough to be asked to, and I get it, you're embarrassed to be asked to leave. It was probably uncomfortable for him to ask you to leave. But at the end of the day, the man asked you to leave his home, and it's time to go. Like, all this arguing, we're not arguing. And Jacqueline is trying to tell Kim, why are you being a jerk about this? Like, you really need to sit down with Teresa, and you need to clean up whatever issue y'all have, because this is ridiculous. Girl. So then, the other thing that happened was Kathy did go to Melissa, and I feel like, Melissa, you probably should have stayed out of that one. Like, you probably shouldn't have even said nothing. But of course, you were like, really, Kathy? Like, I would think that Teresa would embrace you. I would think that Teresa would like, hey, how are you? Like, oh wow, that's so, like, I'm so shocked that she gave you such a cold reception. Melissa, girl, you should have stayed out of that. Like, I know you and Kathy cool, but if you and Teresa really trying to work on y'all relationship, girl, you just don't have no comment. I mean, let her say what she got to say and be like, Because, see, that's a reunion moment. Now, I know then you didn't know, but now that's a reunion moment. You already know they're going to roll that beautiful bean footage, and Teresa is going to be a whole conversation about Melissa putting her 2 cents in. Okay? Anyway, that was the episode. Let me know what you guys think. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.